All right, check it out. Yeah, I got to get ready to dive in and listen. Got this amazing guy that's going to come on and talk about some very interesting things that had developed in his life. I had to go two parts with this, but his story is phenomenal. So check it out, part one of two. Hey, what's up, everyone? Once again, this is Nate with It Takes a Christian Village. And one more time, I'm extremely happy to be here. Just trying to reach out to our young people. You all know my motto, trying to reach them and also to relate to them. And we know in this day and time is extremely needed and vitally necessary. And today I got a very special guest on the podcast. I'm happy to introduce him to you all, and I'm gonna let him give his little spiel and his story. Andre, what's up, man? How you doing today, bro?
Doing pretty good. How you doing today?
Good, doing well, doing well. Hey, look, I'm blessed. It's another day. I'm above ground and not below. You know what I'm saying? So that's always a blessing. But hey, man, tell the viewers a little bit of who you are, your story. Let's before we dive into what the main topic for the day is. Get them a little insight, man.
Okay, first of all glory to God. I'm glad to be here today. And it's a beautiful thing to have this privilege and this opportunity to be able to speak with you. So I'm honored. Um, I could take you back, and like I said, my name Andre Akins. I just got out of prison. I actually did 32 years after being in from the age of 14. And I don't say it to glorify the situation. I'm saying it to put the message out there that it can happen to anybody. And knowing that it take a village to actually, a Christian village to actually raise our kids, I just want to put that out there to say that be mindful, parents and kids about what it's going to take to actually raise us up to be better kids, to be better parents, to be better men and women, because it's serious. I'm not, like I said, I don't say this to boast because there's nothing to boast about, but I do say that it's time for us to get it together. And it's a blessing to be able to have breath right now to realize that you can get it together. So my story is the typical story that every kid go through. And like I said, I could go back and say, when I was young, I didn't understand how to process my feelings. And that was one of the main things that I see that going on right now today. And my mom was on drugs, and I'm pretty sure, a lot of other kids do deal with the same situation. So I like to say that that's something that we need to be more in tune with. Not just the parents, but the kids as well, to realize and understand what it going to take your part that you must play in developing yourself opposed to what you see what's going on out in society. So, it's a lot to be talked about, brother.
Wow, man, and just listening to you, and of course, I know a lot of your story. 14, man, that's the beginning of teenhood, adolescent, and it's interesting how when we're looking at a lot of young people out there right now, it's like they're wavering, they're wandering. And I bring up the fact that you mentioned that you were in at 14. And I'm just going to dive into the question on the floor and safe way back to that. How do we reach these young people? And this is 2025. How do we reach them that they don't fall in the same footsteps, basically, as you found yourself in at the age of 14, unfortunately. But what can you say to capture their attention if you're speaking directly to some of these teenagers right now, man?
Okay, first of all, let me say this. We as men and women must take the responsibility to save the man in that child, projecting that if we raise a child up and he or she may go, they never depart from it. Like I always say, every child has a man or woman pending if properly raised. So we definitely got to be in tune with what this child is experiencing today, what they're going through, what they involve in, their influences, their behaviors, and their directions on where we can actually get them an opportunity to explore who they is at a young age so they can start developing from different stages, from the adolescent to the teenager and to the man, so that man can be saved, because that's what we're trying to accomplish. But there's so many things and so many different directions that we can actually talk about when it come down to speaking directly to the kids. Like myself, like I said, and I'm gonna say it again, when I was young, like I said, my mom was on crack. And I don't say this to down her, because I understand that everybody sometimes get caught up, but we got to understand that if you've never been in a situation around a parent or anybody, a loved one that's on drugs, you maybe not truly understand the effects. But as a child, I didn't understand my own identity when I was growing up. But I did understand what was going on in the house. And a lot of times we don't be thinking that the kids be understanding what's be going on, why you're doing what you're doing. And we wonder why the behavior develop in the manner that it does. So one thing I like to say directly to the kids, even in regardless on your age and regardless on what's going on in your home, you still must take accountability. Because I had to learn that at a young age. I was trying to be a kid before I knew how to be a child. I wanted a childhood, but it wasn't afforded to me. Now, as I reflect back, looking back, I could tell myself I wish I would have been patient with my situation and my circumstances. And this is one of the main things I like the kids to do. Learn how to process your feelings. Don't allow yourself to be influenced or feel like you got the right to do whatever you want to do just because of what your parent done or doing. You got to take responsibility. And I tell you, man, seek out help, right counsel, right guidance, and don't be afraid to be vulnerable to ask people for help that can help you. Because there's a lot of people. It's a Christian village out here that really trying to reach you. And I would say that just be mindful. Don't fall in the web that I fell in, thinking that I was invisible at that young age. I didn't even understand what prison was when I found myself out there. I didn't even know what a criminal was when I was out there committing crimes. I found myself at 11, 12 years old toting real guns. And at 13, I found myself in Eckers drugstore trying to steal a cap gun. So when you find yourself sometimes trying to have that childhood, try hard as you could try. Don't get grown before your time. And don't let nobody else influence you to think that you need to be grown. Because you go miss that childhood when that time comes. So continue, just push on and press on and be a child until it's your time to be a grown man or woman. That's my message to you.
And everything you spoke is nothing but the truth, 100%. And you spoke to the fact that us adults needing to take a firm stand, take the position actually that God intended for us to be, in a position of parenthood. And it doesn't even matter if you have a biological child or not. It's about, we are the older ones, we are the adults. We're supposed to be able to show these younger people the way and prepare them going forward. So as I listen to you, address the kids or the youth in an encouraging dialogue, um, what message would you deliver to the adults who are the overall responsible individuals for raising up, developing, training, teaching, security over the kids? What are our adults missing that? And I was just having, and just real quick before you answer that question, I was having a conversation. I'm the youngest of five, and my mother was a single parent of five kids. And my oldest brother, I was just speaking with him yesterday, and we were talking about how back in the day on the street, that neighbor could see us doing something we wasn't supposed to be doing, and she'll tear us up. We can get whooped by her or him, and then we'll get another whooping at home.
Right, I remember them days.
Right. And our parents trusted the neighbors to do that because they will watch doors. But that same neighbor who will whoop us will protect us if they saw us fall into some type of harm's way, getting in trouble, or someone trying to mess with it. They protected us as well as chastising us. So that really was the village back in the day, but we don't have that anymore, and which is understandable because some people you definitely don't want touching your child because of what's going on. So going back to my question, what's going on with the adults, man? Hey, like I told y'all, he has an amazing story, a very deep story concerning his life, but he ain't done yet. So stay tuned as we get ready for part 2 of this very intriguing segment with Mr. Akins.